Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I am Candy Washington, and I am here to bring you the tea and to kiki on all things reality TV and pop culture. So, before we dive into today's little tidbit, today's little hot topic, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and if you feel inclined, you can give me a little super thanks below. And yeah, that's just some fun ways to support me and the channel. And I love you, beautiful candy canes. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you, candy cane. So with that, let's dive in. So word on the street is that Shannon Beador of the Real Housewife of OC is kind of ticked at her bestie, Jeff Lewis. Now, we know Jeff Lewis is also a, Bravo staple. He had Flipping Out, and then he's on Sirius Radio under, Andy Cohen's, radio umbrella and all of that stuff. So he was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked him a very shady question about one of his besties, Shannon Beador. Now, just a little bit of background. We know that Jeff Lewis has been very problematic in the past. Again, his show was called Flipping Out. He would flip out. He's had, fallouts with his, lifelong friends. He had fallout with staff, with his employees, with other people. He's kind of known for just being a bit abrasive, just saying what he wants to say, doing what he wants to do, being a little bit entitled. But he's been really trying to work on rehabbing his reputation. Like, he has a new show that's going to be on Amazon's or IMDb's like Freebie, I think it's called. I think that's what it's called. And it's going to be like a new like Hollywood real estate makeover or something like that. That's sort of like what it is. Basically, he's doing like, like B-list, C-list celebrities. He's doing their homes and giving them like a facelift. But a part of that show is saying, oh, Jeff Lewis is reformed. He's a softer, gentler Jeff. He's been in therapy. He has gone through a divorce. He's co-parenting his daughter. He's back in the dating field. It's like a different Jeff. He's not that flipping out guy anymore. That's kind of the narrative they're trying to do. Like, Jeff is like new now. He's repaired himself and he's on his healing path. But then he's on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy Cohen asks him, in my opinion, a very shady question about his long time, really good friend, Shannon Beador, who we all know went through a very public, very messy split divorce with her first husband, David, and that was really messy. That played out on the show. He had been cheating on her. Now he's remarried, has a new kid, a new family, all of that. She kind of got the short end of the stick in the divorce when it comes to the money settlement situation. And so for the last 3 years, Shannon has been dating this new guy, John, who we've seen on the show. John seems a little bit, not necessarily who we would typically think we would see Shannon with. They kind of have their hiccups and their fights, and just, I don't know. I mean, I guess she says she's happy, but I don't know. It looks a little, I don't know. Again, who knows? This is just what they're putting on the show. So Andy's like, oh, Jeff, do you see Shannon and John, making it for the long term? Do you see their relationship as actually lasting and going the distance? And Jeff was kind of just like, no, he was like, no, I don't really see their relationships going the distance. Which, of course, as we know, having your friend publicly, disparage your relationship is really hurtful. Maybe you've confided in your friend about what's really happening in your relationship. Maybe your friend knows things that nobody else knows, or maybe you just want your friend to support you publicly no matter what, so you don't feel embarrassed or ashamed or kind of put out there, or your business is out on the streets. So I guess, Shannon obviously saw the episode that Jeff was on, and then, Shannon Beador. So she started to rage text him, being really upset, being like, how could you say this? I thought we were friends. You don't support, blah, blah, blah. So then Jeff comes out, because again, remember, Jeff has that new show coming out on IMDb's Freebie channel, or Amazon's Freebie channel, where the whole premise is, he's making over these Hollywood houses, but he's also like this made over man. He's calmer, more gentler. He's going to therapy and all this stuff. He's no longer that sort of like mean guy who burns bridges. So it's not a good look for him to be on Watch What Happens Live burning bridges with his friend Shannon and throwing her relationship right under the bus. And I feel like Andy kind of set him up for failure with that. Cause like in the moment, sometimes it's hard to have a very like PR ready response when your gut is like, no, I don't see it lasting. So I think Andy kind of maybe set him up a little bit with that question, because that's a shady question to ask, right? So now Jeff is coming out and being like, no. Like, if you would ask me, like, any of my friends if the relationship is gonna last, I'd be like, no, of course not. Like, like I would say about anybody. It was nothing personal to Shannon. I love Shannon. I didn't mean that. It was just support. I was just kind of put on the spot, and like, I'm going through my own breakup, so maybe I'm a little bit, jaded or cynical about relationships, blah, blah, blah. He's definitely trying to clean it up. One, because I do think that he genuinely loves Shannon. I think their relationship and their friendship is real. So he probably realized, okay, I put my foot in my mouth and I actually really want to make things right with my friend. I don't want to have thrown her under the bus. I don't want to have, sort of put her relationship on blast. And also in a way that's a little bit more self-serving, but hey, we're here to make a buck. Make sure that his, reputation that he's this rich, like changed man is, really being reflected if your new show is based on that premise. You're making over houses because you're a made over man, but yet you're out here throwing your friend under the bus. So I think he's trying to do damage control on both fronts. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give Jeff Lewis some grace on this, because it can be hard when like stuff about your friend's relationship and what might be really going on behind the scenes. And also you might just have your own opinions on it. And when someone asks you that, even if you're on camera, in the moment, it might be hard to like put that front up. And especially because Jeff and Andy know each other, they have a rapport. Sometimes you forget you forget where you're at and you just kind of have a gut reaction to something and your face says it all, or you just blurt it out. So I'm going to give Jeff a little bit of grace on this. I don't think he said anything that we weren't already thinking, unfortunately. But I, again, would never wish the demise of anybody's relationship. So Shannon and John, I'm wishing you the best. Forgive your friend, Shannon. Forgive Jeff. I think he just got caught up in the moment. He loves you. You love him. Don't let a shady question on Watch What Happens Live destroy an actual friendship. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know. Would you be pissed off at your friend if they were on TV saying they didn't think your relationship would last? Do you think Jeff meant it? Do you believe his apology? Do you think Shannon and John are going to last? Or what are your thoughts? So let me know. Be sure to comment below and let me know what are your thoughts on the situation. And are you excited to see the next season of Real Housewives of OC? I know that I am. I like the Cali girls. It's a fun, kiki time. And also, don't forget, if you want to support me and the channel, definitely like this video, share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. Subscribe to the channel, become a member, give a super thanks, and check out the description box below. We have books, we have podcasts, we have merchandise, we have free newsletters. There's lots going on down there. So become a candy cane and join us. So I love you guys. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!